Hello, and welcome to the lesson on perfect square trinomials. Perfect square trinomial is something that looks like either 1 or 2. X squared minus 6x plus 9, its factors are the same. So if you see the factors are the same, x minus 3 times x minus 3, you can write it as x minus 3 squared. Okay? X squared plus 10x plus 25, its factors are x plus 5 and x plus 5, or x plus 5 squared. So, the first term in the trinomial is a perfect square, x squared. So was the last one, 25, 9, in this case 16. The middle term is the square root of the last term, then doubled. So it doesn't matter whether it's positive or negative. So, that being the case, square root of 16 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. This is not a perfect square trinomial, okay? Because x squared plus 10x plus 16 does not equal x plus 4 squared, okay? So that is not a perfect square trinomial. So we're going to do a little practice for how do you determine whether it's a perfect square trinomial or not. So what will make it a perfect square trinomial is you take the b term, the middle term, you divide it by 2 and you get 6. Then you square it. 6 squared is 36. I don't know why I wrote 12. So this you can add 36. Okay? You're always adding to complete this, to do this, by the way. All right? It's sort of like completing the square, right? You're taking the middle term, divide by 2, then square it. Now let's look, what do you do if you get a fraction like that? Well, you're going to go to your calculator, and we're going to go to fraction mode. Alpha y equals 1, negative 3, and 2. Hit enter. Now we have to divide that by 2, and you get negative 3/4, and we're going to square it, and you get 9 over 16. So if you've got a middle term that's a fraction, like you have it here again on number 4, all right, that's how you handle it. You put it in the calculator. So you take the middle term, divide by 2, square it. Middle term, divide by 2, then square it. Okay? Now let's look at something a little different. Go to the next page. If you solve each of these by taking the square roots, well, the square root of x squared is x. The square root of 16 is 4 or negative 4. It's plus or minus, okay? So be careful with that, because 4 times 4 is 16, and negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. So on this page, I want you to solve them ultimately by taking the square root of each side. You may have to do some work first, like number 3, number 5, number 6. You may have to do some things first before you can square root both sides. So this is the lesson on perfect square trinomials, and this lesson was brought directly to you from my dining room table.